Hey, I'm a newly registered migration agent and I had a few questions about training benchmarks. Now, I know Macca's deals in this particular issue and I've read several of your blogs, but some of my clients still needed clarification. So, could you just explain a little bit for everyone in the industry and including my clients what training benchmark is and how it still affects the existing 457 or 482 visa holders?
Okay, I think not only you, but you know, I think almost the entire industry has that confusion. Macas has been one of the largest training benchmark B provider in the country, and we have trained under training benchmarks. We have trained thousands of corporates of hundreds of migration agents. Uh, when it was 457 before 18th of March 2018, training benchmarks applied, which means 1% or 2% of their payroll has to be spent on training benchmarks, depending upon the sponsor. So I don't want to go into that detail, but after 18th of March, the visa subclass changed from 457 to 482. And because 457 was abolished, therefore, training benchmarks were also abolished. And instead of that, government implemented SAF levy, Skilling Australian Fund levy for 482 visa. But unfortunately, that SAF levy was not implemented until 12th of August 2018, which means that from 18th of March 2018 to 12th of August 2018, whatever applications were made, nomination applications or visa applications, they were under 482 visa, but still SAF levy was not paid because that was not implemented. Now the confusion is that all those people, I mean the sponsors who had 457 visa holders or had 457 visa holders who continued after 18th of March, right? And they have not applied or have not got the 186 visa or 187 visa,
Yeah.
they all need to meet training benchmarks irrespective of SAF levy because they are 457 holders for whom the SAF levy was not paid. Therefore, training benchmarks, in my understanding, have to be met until all those people are gone
Transition.
from 457 and have gone onto other visa subclasses. So, in short, if there is a sponsor who has any 457 holder working for them, they must meet training benchmarks until they are gone out of 457.
Because they have not paid the SAF.
Correct. And the other thing is, I said between 18th of March 2018 and 12th of August 2018, all those people have got 482 visa, right?
Yep.
Now, but SAF levy was not paid
Yep. Because it was introduced later.
because it was introduced later.
Yep.
So, in my opinion, because SAF levy was not paid for those nomination applications, they still need to meet training benchmarks.
Okay, so anyone that has applied for a visa for the 482 or the 186 visa and not paid an SAF levy, obviously they need to meet training benchmarks, continue to meet them.
Yes, that's right. I mean,
What?
482,
Yeah.
right? Because the training benchmarks are for 482 visa, not for 186 visa.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So anybody who has not paid SAF levy, just keep it simple, Abby. You know, anybody who has a 457 holder working for them,
Yep.
they must meet training benchmarks until those 457 holders are moved to other visa subclasses such as 186 or 187
Or a new 482.
or new 482 before 12th of August 2018. If they are working, then training benchmarks have to be met.
Because they did not pay the SAF.
Correct.
So what happens if there is someone on a 18 applying from a 457 visa to a 186 visa, but and that application was made after the SAF levy was implemented, so they've paid the 186 SAF levy.
Yep.
So would they? What happens in that situation? They've just made the application, let's say today.
See, my opinion on this particular, because this also has question has been raised by several migration agents, and my opinion on that is that if you have made the 186 application for a particular nominee and you don't have any other 457 holder working for you, uh, then you should be okay. But my advice is that what if that 186 is refused? Because the person has not been granted 186 visa or 187 visa,
Yeah.
right? It means that the person continues to be a 457 holder.
Yeah.
So in that case, the training benchmarks have to be met. Now, there are also provisions of SAF refund from the government,
Yeah.
right? So which means that you, under certain circumstances, SAF can be refunded, which
Okay.
means that SAF doesn't really apply, which means that the 457 holder was working with the company and waiting for the decision on the 186 or 187 applications.
Yeah, and according to
And
policy,
according,
as long as an employer has a 457 visa holder, they need to meet the sponsorship obligation.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it is a breach of the sponsorship obligation. And I think because it's a permanent visa, we are talking about 186 or 187. I don't think that there is any reason for anyone to take any chances um, not to meet the training benchmarks and then get in trouble.
Okay, I think that
And I
answers.
think I also think that this is still an opportunity. The government was implementing training benchmarks, and the objective was that we could train Australians who could then possibly contribute to the economy.
Yeah.
You know, and in a positive way, I think it is good for the economy. It's good for the country if 1% of the total payroll could be spent on training Australians to meet skill shortage in Australia in the long term.
Okay. I think that answers all of my questions that I had. And I think I'd be able to better advise my clients after this explanation. Thank you.
Thanks, Avi. Good luck.